A new report from the AARP shows that members of the military and veterans are targeted by scams at a higher rate than civilians. And I'm currently joined by Troy Broussard, coming to us from AARP in Louisiana. Troy, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me here today, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you. And tell us a little bit about the study.
Absolutely. Back on November 9th, 2021, AARP, we released a new survey that really focused on measuring the number of scams and fraud and identity theft schemes that are threatening veterans and active service duty members. And what we found was that veterans and military adults are 40% more likely to lose money to scams and fraud than civilians. And additionally, 4 out of 5 military or veteran adults were targeted by scams directly.
Why are members of the military and veterans being targeted?
So, for example, and I'm a proud Desert Storm veteran from 1990. And what scammers will do, they know that veterans have a sense of community, a sense of service and giving back. So they'll use military jargon to relate to the veteran. Then once that veteran is relatable, then that's where the scam comes in. And then that's where they're looking to get personal information, credit card information, social security number. And that's where identity theft starts. And that's where they can run up large charges on credit cards against our veterans. Again, scamming individuals like that or victimizing our veterans who have served our country.
It's unfortunate that somebody is targeting the sense of community within the military that we all cherish so much. Do you have any idea where that's coming from, where the scams are coming from?
Some of the key findings that we found, a lot of the scams that we look for, that we found in this report, was that military and veteran adults reported losing more money than civilians in these grandparent imposter scams, more than twice as often. These financial phishing schemes as well. And nearly half of military veterans adults reported that they are not using a robocall blocking service or have not registered their numbers with a do not call registry. This can impact that. So that's some of the things that we want to do to protect the veterans and their families, is to make sure that you have those items in place so that you can prevent these calls from coming in and being a victim from these scammers.
What kinds of stories are you hearing from veterans?
The stories that we're hearing is it's shameful. What we hear is that we have veterans that are being targeted around veteran scams, veteran charity scams. So what will happen is a scammer will call the veteran up, call them and state to them, you know what, here's a wonderful opportunity for you to give back now that you're back in your civilian life. Here's a veteran charity that we can go ahead and, get your credit card number. We can go ahead and really give back to, for example, homeless veterans or something along those lines. Immediately, once that credit card information is taken, they'll verify their social security number. So now there's an opportunity for identity theft as well. So it's almost like a double exposure for the veterans because they really just want to give back and really support their fellow veterans.
And as we've spoken, you said that they're not only targeting veterans, they're targeting active military members and their families. So if you're part of any of these groups, what should you do to protect yourself?
To protect yourself, there's 3 things that I would like to recommend to all of our listeners today in the audience. The first thing I would recommend is be calm when you receive these types of calls. Relax. Don't get at a heightened state, because that's what the scammers are focused on you to victimize you. They want to focus you in that area. So be calm. And of course, Daniel, develop a no script. No, I'm not interested. Make sure that we develop that no script so you're ready to hang up the phone call and stop this from happening immediately. And then lastly, I would ask that folks please report these potential scams to the AARP Fraud Watch Network, and that they can be reached at 1-877-908-3360. We have trained volunteers that are there to receive the report, and this allows AARP to share this information with members all across the United States. So this is a great way for veterans and their families to give back and support other and prevent other veterans from being victimized.
And Troy, you have mentioned that it not only targets military veterans, but active military and their families. So if anybody's in part of these groups, where should they go for information?
Yes, the best place for veterans, current military, and their families to go to, I would recommend that they go to for the latest fraud and scams. Visit aarp.org/veterans. It's a free one-stop tool resource that folks can utilize to protect themselves. And then they also can call the AARP Fraud Watch Network helpline at 1-877-908-3360. And lastly, they can sign up for our free watchdog alerts to have news about the latest scams delivered right to your inbox at aarp.org/fraudwatchnetwork.
Troy, thank you so much for joining us.
Daniel, it's an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you for allowing me and providing some time for us to share this survey and to provide resources for those veterans and my former colleagues who have protected us and in our country. Thank you.